This video is brought to you by the CW's Naomi. Catch the new series Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central, only on the CW. Or stream free next day on the CW app.
Like Steven Spielberg, he can go from E.T. to Schindler's List to BFG to The Post, different kinds of films, and that's the kind of dexterity and muscularity that we want to have.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 reasons Ava Duvernay is a great choice for a superhero show.
And if I can do that, I'll be a success in my own eyes.
I have no doubt you will. Cheers.
For this list, we'll be looking at one of Hollywood's most talented directors as we eagerly await her CW superhero series, Naomi. Are you excited to tune in when the show premieres? Sound off in the comments section. Number 5. She might be able to identify a bit with her protagonist. The comic series Naomi tells the story of an ordinary teenage girl living an ordinary life in Oregon when she discovers that she's actually a superpowered alien metahuman from a faraway planet. Ava Duvernay may not be able to manipulate energy, as far as we know, but she does understand a thing or two about powerful abilities that change a person's life path. Duvernay started off with an interest in journalism.
And I was an intern at CBS News, as were you.
We missed each other by a year, I think, because you were on the OJ trial,
unit.
and you were OJ unit.
I was OJ unit.
And that made you run from the news.
Like, I'm done with this. No way, I'm out of here.
From there, she went into PR, later founding her own firm in 1999. However, something inside her was calling her in a different direction.
I would be watching these frames through the camera and thinking, doesn't he want to or I think he should walk over here instead, or they should put the camera there. And finally I thought, well, let me just go ahead and give it a try.
Learning as she went, Duvernay would grow her natural talent into a dynamic directorial voice. And she's been using that voice to tell thought-provoking stories ever since.
Now that she's made herself a force in Hollywood, she plans to stay for a while.
I just want to be here in 10 years doing it.
Number 4. She knows her way around a complex story.
Words are powerful, actions are powerful. These are times that are going to be long remembered. What did you do?
As a filmmaker, Ava Duvernay has become best known for her thoughtful and evocative examinations of power and justice. She shot to prominence in 2014 with the release of Selma, a biopic about Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights March in the titular Alabama town. She followed that success with the Netflix documentary 13th, an essential exploration of race and criminal justice in the United States.
It's a primer because there was so many people that didn't know the base information about the system that we all live within. They think like prison is a place where bad people go. And it's a lot more complex than that.
And in 2019, she would dive deeper into those themes with the heart-wrenching miniseries When They See Us, chronicling the case of the Central Park Five. Not only does she understand how to tackle difficult issues with nuance and truth, but her commitment to shining light on inequality is a perfect fit for any superhero story.
So that whole piece was just to try to open people's eyes to, this is a business and this is serious and there are human lives at stake.
Number 3. She's Wakanda-approved. With the acclaim from Selma came offers from all kinds of new projects, including one from the mighty House of Mouse itself.
So this was already in the works, and they reached out to you?
They reached out to
how did it
me,
work?
which is different, because usually, Hollywood is set up for you. They like you to beg, right? They like you to come in and pitch and beg.
They approached Duvernay with an offer to join the MCU as director of the then-in-development Black Panther. Though she had never helmed an action movie or a big-budget blockbuster before, it's easy to understand what Marvel saw in Duvernay.
You can get good cinematographers in there. You can get guys who can help you with your action, but you can't bring people along to help you tell a good story. And this woman knows how to tell a good story.
Discussions on the project continued between the director and the studio for a time, but ultimately she turned down the opportunity, citing creative differences in the direction of the story and character. Everything worked out in the end, though. Black Panther would go on to become one of the strongest films in the MCU, and Duvernay would find a better creative fit in another Disney project.
The thing that I hear both of us saying is that, it's less about the bells and whistles and the size of the projects that we're working on, and it's more about being able to talk about the things that we were interested in exploring as storytellers.
Number 2, she's got a proven track record with stories of powerful women. That project was the 2018 Disney movie A Wrinkle in Time. The original Madeleine L'Engle book had long been considered unadaptable.
To you, I give the gift of your faults. You're welcome.
You do know my faults are the bad qualities, right?
Are they really?
Duvernay was excited by the complexities of its plot, and she was especially drawn to the many forms of female power featured in the narrative. Whether it be protagonist Meg Murray learning to use her formidable intelligence, or the three mysterious cosmic figures of Mrs. Who, Mrs. Whatsit, and Mrs. Which, the characters offer no shortage of intriguing potential.
Like, it's not usual movie stuff, and but I loved it. I loved the adventure of trying to make it work.
Duvernay tackled the project with passion and gained valuable experience with big-budget fantasy filmmaking. The film would go on to set records, notably becoming the first movie by an African-American female director to break the $100 million mark at the box office.
Well, then you're all set.
My gift is my command.
Number 1. She's already a big DC fan. In a time where superhero movies are everywhere, most people can say that they love Batman or Wonder Woman. Ava Duvernay is a true DC fan, though.
It's like DC Comics. And so, you know, my overall deal is at Warner Brothers and DC is at Warner Brothers. So once I got to Warner Brothers, I was like, I'm going in that vault and I'm looking at what y'all got.
The director was originally developing a film adaptation based on the New Gods comics. It's a property that she has deep love for, even citing the invulnerable warrior Big Barda as her favorite superhero of all time. Unfortunately, it was not to be.
The studio decided that they did not want to pursue a certain part of that comic world based on some things that were going on with another film in that world.
However, Warner Brothers clearly knew better than to waste Duvernay's obvious talent and enthusiasm, and she quickly moved on to developing Naomi. With her film pedigree and deep-cut fan cred, it's clear that we can expect exciting work from Ava Duvernay.
So it's been fun to play in that world. Even though it's not the big movie, we're making some pretty big things with DC.
This video is brought to you by the CW's Naomi. Catch the new series Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central, only on the CW. Or stream free next day on the CW app.